Good morning, everybody. Lindsay Huddles from SPS back in the building for another Monday Motivation. We'll get it going really soon. Hope you had a great weekend, a hot weekend. It was a hot weekend. NBA playoff basketball, can you believe it? Fans in the stands. We'll get started in a second. Let a few people chime in. Get this going. Get this Monday set off right. That's right, folks. And if I get it going without you, you can always rewind the tape. Remember tapes? You have to go back and rewind. Can't be that old. You have to take a pencil or a pen and put it inside the tape. You never want the tape to kind of unfold. Oh, crucial. You borrow somebody's tape and give it back like that. It's a bad look. I'll go ahead and get started, guys. Again, this is Lindsay Huddles with SPS back in the building. Another Monday Motivation. And what is today's Monday Motivation? The world needs you. That's right. The world needs you. What do you mean? Here's the thing. I talked to you guys about this early on if you've been listening. I've been talking about me delving into a lot of research on social media and the impact it has on individuals, particularly athletes, but it's still the same conversation. When I look at social media, which all of us are connected to in some way or form, we all have some connection to social media that is going forward. Good morning, Michelle. Good to see you. Just getting started. I'm talking about the world needs you. Yes, talking about you and everybody else and how social media, for example, or the media in general can kind of set a standard for many of us that realistically is kind of unrealistic. You know, we can look at that and have these expectations that we kind of mold our lives after. We, teach our young people to kind of come up and look at, whether we tell them that or not. And I just use that as an example. And when I talk about the world needs you, there are so many unwritten stories, Michelle. There are so many things that go on that don't make the news. There are so many things that don't get hundreds and millions of likes to set that standard as being the norm. It could just be your everyday interaction with someone. I want to share a statement I thought was very appropriate for today. It says, the world needs your bravery, the courage to help someone you've never helped, the courage to dust off the strength you've allowed to erode, the courage to see the world anew despite fear, having that bravery. We saw that happen just recently, yesterday, with Phil Mickelson, my guy, Lefty. Yeah, I love Lefty because he's a left-handed golfer. I'm not left-handed. However, he will hit a terrible tee shot, meaning he'll start off really bad, but still finish strong. And he won the PGA Championship this weekend at the Ocean Course, the infamous Ocean Course in South Carolina, because those winds come off the coast really hard, and you don't want to even play in the afternoon because it can be so difficult. And he became the oldest player at 50 to win a major. That's right. And he talked about being inspired by Tom Brady. He talked about being able to take advantage of his new ability to focus and lock in, Michelle, on this new thing. And I think that's inspiring. Here it is, celebrity to celebrity. Tom Brady inspired Phil Mickelson. Yeah, they're friends and they do their celebrity thing. Phil Mickelson's worth $400 million, almost a half a B. That's great. But let's make this other point. There are other people that the world needs. We've been having this firestorm lately, with this young man right here, Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown has come on the scene. He's known for being a guy that was under Michael Jordan's tutelage. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, this one is. It was Michael Jordan, in the owner's role, if you will, or team president role when he was in leadership with the Wizards, the Washington Wizards, when they drafted him. And for 20 years, we talked about Kwame Brown. And whether I came out and vocally said things about him, but it was just understood that he was considered what you call a bust, Michelle, in NBA circles, meaning he was a number one draft pick that didn't pan out, albeit that he played 10 plus years, or almost 12 years in the NBA, made $64 million, bought his mama a house on a golf course, and is still doing well right now. You don't hear him talking about being broke for sure, but he's experienced so many things from being with Michael Jordan, being with the late, great Kobe Bryant, that now that after 20 years, he's come out and told his story, and we are benefiting from his perspective, despite how you may feel. Take it even a little further on the level of people you may not know about. College softball. That's right. I was watching college softball this weekend. I have a young lady I work with, Division I athlete, doing really well in her freshman season, going into her sophomore season. Right here, when you watch college softball, it is so important that people on the bench contribute. Not necessarily by playing, by being hyped, clapping it up, making a lot of noise. See, the point I'm getting at is the world needs you. We saw this campaign, decades ago with Uncle Sam saying Uncle Sam needs you. But the same is that we need to hear your stories, folks. Whether you're an entrepreneur like my guy, Dan Ringo, getting ready to pass the bar in a short amount of time, in a few months. The fact is that we need your ideas that are coming forward. And it may not be because everybody's talking about you in the news, everybody's hyping you up, The world needs you. They need what you have to offer, whether it's giving a phone call to a friend, whether it's an encouraging word to a family member. The world needs you. You have to believe that. Just because you don't trend on social media, just because people aren't banging on your door for an interview, don't think that there's not something you can contribute. It can just be in there. In the Bible, they talk about the story of Job when he was afflicted and he lost his family, lost his livestock, he lost his livelihood. And they talk about the best thing that his friends could do was just be there. There are so many things we can do. And if you want to stick with those terms as far as things that make you look back to humble people in our society that we respect well, none other than, Dr. King himself, He said everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject or your verb agree to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. That's Dr. Martin Luther King, reminding us that there's so many things we can do. Michelle, what did you say? Your journey may help someone along their journey. You're taking the words right out of my mouth, Michelle. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Thank you for just making that very clear. There's so many things that we can do. And even though it may not be blasted across the news, it may not be considered the hottest, trending, most popular thing. It may not be lit. It may not be involved in clout, as the young people say. Your story can help someone. So just be willing to just get up every day. You don't even know when you getting up every day going to work, you may be inspiring a young person across the street from you that's seeing what they can become. The fact that you always have yourself in order, that you're out there in the garden like my mother is, putting things down and planting and making the community more beautiful, inspiring a younger person, a younger parent who may think they can't do it, but they're inspired by seeing what Miss Pat is doing and Pee Wee next door or whatever it may be. I'm just trying to put a message out to somebody who may hear this, who may say, you know what? I'm enough. I am enough. And my life and my existence is enough. And it may not be glamour and glitz. It may not be, Hollywood and all those things. And I'm not knocking that. But I think so many times when we're not involved in that and when we don't have all that recognition that comes with us, we can get down on ourselves. I'm very fortunate with the life that I live and the things that I do. I'm able to kind of be in all different spaces and see things. And when I go in these different spaces and see things, I always reflect back to those who are not. Those who don't have that experience. It can just you being a great big brother. My big brother came to me in a dream last night. I kind of knew he would because I was with my mom and my daughter and they stayed over. Whenever all of us are together, he seems to find a way. I thought he was going to come and visit, me in my dreams that Saturday night when my mom was there, but he came early this morning. And for those who understand no experience, I'm not talking out of turn, but you know what that is, and it happens. So I say that to say, on this day, the world needs you and who you are, and you are enough. Now, that doesn't mean you don't work to strive to be better, but your existence is enough, and your ideas are enough. If you keep pushing forward, I talked about, base hit versus home runs. It's the same concept. So hopefully this can have a positive impact on somebody. If it's just one person, I'm very fortunate that I've done my duty today with my Monday motivation to inspire someone that you are enough. Your plan is needed. That idea you're working on has to come to fruition because it's going to have a positive effect on someone. And for those of you who spend your time kind of being haters, knowingly being haters, I had a partner of mine, somebody said, hey, man, why you don't invite me to golf? He said, because you a jerk. You know what? Maybe that jerk plays a role. Maybe he inspires somebody to stay on top of their game, to stay focused. I'm not saying I want to be that guy. I want you to be that guy or girl to be the jerk, but everybody plays a role somehow. But I ask that you just commit a life towards positivity and just being committed to who you are, and hopefully that can help others going forward. So with that, I want to wish you guys a great week. we are getting back to some form of normalcy. If you watch the NBA playoffs, you saw those crowded arenas. Hopefully it can keep people healthy going forward, and you can do the right thing. I just wish you the best. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great life. This is Lindsay Ellis on SPS saying peace out, and the world needs you. Keep doing it. Peace.